Want to learn how to layer a shirt like that, 5 to 6 colors of heat press vinyl, without worrying about shrinkage? Stay tuned. I'm going to show you how. What's up, YouTube? It's Slum from A-Ball Imaging, hoping everybody is healthy and well. We welcome back our current subscribers, and if you're new to the channel, we welcome you to stay and kick it around with us today to see our current tutorial on how to successfully layer vinyl using the trapping method. But before we even get into the trapping method, there is a precursor method also known as the knockout. So we're going to touch base on all of that. But before we dive in, if you are new to the channel and you feel that these tools, tips, and tutorials will benefit you and your business, do us a favor and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future tools, tips, and tricks, or maybe you just enjoy our company. Leave us some comments and some feedback. Our self-esteem will thank you. Now on to the tutorial. Let's get it. So here's the design, created for a customer of ours, and as you can see, it has many layers. And the rule of thumb is that vinyl can be layered up to 4 colors successfully without experiencing adhesion issues. However, anything beyond 4 layers may not stick well, and it also will begin to weigh your garment down, especially on t-shirts. For best results and overall great feel of your garment, when dealing with multiple layers, instead of stacking the vinyl color on top of color, the knockout method is used. Subsequently, the trapping method is used to keep that knockout portion from gapping. Let's take a closer look at the design. As you can see, this design consists of 6 colors. Here's the white, but with a tint on it so you can see it since my artboard background is white. There's brown, tan, pink, green, and then finally the black outline. So what does the word trapping your vinyl mean? Well, to trap your vinyl is to create a spread of one color on top or below another color that either overlaps or are butted up against each other. You can't see that in this particular view, but going to the wireframe view, you can see that the black, which is this line, overlaps the pink behind it. The purpose of trapping your vinyl is to avoid the shrinkage that occurs when pressing multiple layers after knocking them out. Remember to only tack each layer for 2 to 3 seconds, because as you press, your initial layer and subsequent layers will begin to get smaller and smaller. Now, because this design has so many colors, I've already knocked them out to save time on this tutorial. However, if you like to know this technique, leave a comment below and I'll do another video in detail showing the knockout process. For now, this is to show you how the vinyl will look when you knock it out. This method is where you take your top layer and punch through the bottom layer, creating a hole or a space. Think of it in terms like a puzzle, where the top layer fits inside. When this is complete, you are now ready to trap. When it comes to this technique of trapping, there are several softwares or design software that's out there that will allow you to do this in like 1 or 2 clicks. This method that I'm about to show you is doing it manually. Because if you don't have access to these particular softwares, then you need to know how to do it manually. And you do so by moving what is called nodes. And I'll explain to you what nodes are. The software that I'm using currently is CorelDRAW 2017. But you can do this same manual method with a Silhouette Cameo, a Cricut, a Design Space, or any type of vector program, even Illustrator. And the same rules apply when you're moving the nodes manually. To access the color that you want to trap first, make sure your design is stacked, how it would look when pressed. Second, double-click the color or layer that you want to trap. For me, it's the black outline. The ring you see here is the spread of the black behind the brown. The dots around the ring are the nodes that you can select and move manually to create the halo ring you see here. The amount or size of your spread is up to you. But this amount I allow myself to minimize any chance of shrinkage. If you notice when I click the node and move it slightly, there are what I like to call arrow tails on either side of it. Every node has a corresponding arrow or handle, and you can use these as well to adjust your line to your specification. Again, you can eyeball this as there's no rule as to how much you should spread or specific measurements since you won't see the spread layer anyway. However, be careful not to spread too much as that layer may run into another part of your design and create a bump or a peek through. Consequently, If you don't have enough of a trap or a spread around your layer, or bring the node too close or too far down, this gap here will show up on your shirt. The gapped area will be your shirt showing through. So though this is a little time consuming, go over your design, and where there's areas that are too close, select the node or its handles or arrows, whichever you like to call it, and pull them up and away, like here. Before you know it, you'll be done and ready to cut. Now that our design is knocked out and trapped, we are going to go into another page and separate it by color. So here I've opened another page, separated and grouped my design by colors. Again, because my background is white, I've changed the white lettering to orange so we can see it. Every like color is grouped and will be cut as you see here on screen to make it easier to place them back together when it's time to press them. Here, it doesn't matter what order you cut them in, but it will matter when you press them. But for now, let's set this one up to cut. With all of the layers cut and laid out, it's time to determine which layer goes first. This is critical because the wrong layer at the wrong time can mess up the whole design, and who wants to ruin a shirt or whatever material you're pressing to, not to mention cut material all over again, right? So I do what I call, or like to call, a pre-layer, where I put my design together before pressing it. Now that the most intricate part is pre-layered in the order that it'll be pressed, we will have to put down the upper portion of the design, the words, and we can use it to help us center the rest of the design. Placing all of the layers together, minus the words that go on last, we can center it according to the top portion that we've just tacked down. As you position your design, use heat tape to tape down your base layer and peel up the rest. Try to keep them in order and do this for each color. It will make it a lot easier when you put this all together. So voila, you're done. Keep in mind and take note that this particular method is not 100% foolproof. The more colors that you're working with when it comes to vinyl, the more you press, the more it shrinks. So remember that as a key note. So you may still see a little bit of shrinkage in some areas, but like all things, it takes practice, and the more you do it, the better you become. I hope this tutorial gave you better insight regarding how to layer your vinyl just a little bit more successfully by using the trapping method, of which I forgot to mention is also an interchangeable word used in the screen printing industry. If you want to learn more about the differences between vinyl and screen printing, then take a look at our video right here, or here, somewhere up here, and get more insight about the differences between vinyl and screen print. As always, we appreciate you. We thank you for watching. Be great in your 8. Peace. That is for best results and so that you don't miss out in it on 5, 4, 3. I feel like Janet Jackson. 2, 1. Sure, you should be able to let's see my actors be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Many software that are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When it comes to this type of And that's in that. Yeah.